Welcome to Focus Radio and Television. This is Anthony Rayo, and this is Focus Lake County's radio program brought to you by Red Apples Media. You'll also be able to watch this radio program and other Focus TV segments on LSTV, that's Comcast Channel 13, Bright House 498, and Florida Cable 4, or online at lakesumtertv.com and focuslakecounty.com. Now on stands, actually being delivered in the next 2 days, is our May issue. And if you go to focuslakecounty.com, you can check out this month's Focus TV segment also that's got a rundown of the stories that and highlights from the May issue that's speaking about apathy in the community and whether or not the community and the people in it, the residents care, and if we're all too apathetic and what we can do to get a little more community related and out there. Well, today on Focus Radio, we are going to be talking to Jessica Folgore-Arnold, who's with Alani Medical Spa. She's the esthetician. Welcome to the show, Jessica. How are you doing today?
Wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's so nice to have you. Now, you're an esthetician there at Alani Medical Spa up in Summerfield, and you are very busy. How long have you been there? You were telling me you've been with them since they opened, and how long has that been now?
Yes, I've been with Alani since the grand opening. It's been 8 years. It doesn't feel like it, but it has been. It's been 8 years, and I recently became the esthetician about 2 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you've kind of been in the business and been doing a lot of different things. Describe what are some of the certifications and training you've gotten since you've been there?
Well, before I started in the back with the aesthetics, I was working up front, answering the phone, doing the scheduling, things like that. I was a client care coordinator. And I was sitting in on all the trainings with the physicians for the lasers, the Botox, the fillers that we were doing. And then a couple of years ago, I decided I wanted to venture out and do more of the skincare, which I went and got my skin specialty license.
Oh, okay. So what are some of the procedures that you can actually provide?
Now I can provide all the facials, the waxing, the microdermabrasions, the VI peel, which is our chemical peel. And I'm also able to do some of the IPL intense pulse light treatments.
Oh, wow. So now those aren't the only things that Alani offers. What are some of the different offerings that Alani has as far as services go?
Well, we are a medical-based spa, so our services are a little different than your day spa treatments. We offer Botox, dermal fillers such as Restylane and Radiesse. We also do laser procedures for laser hair removal, intense pulsite procedures for pigmentation and veins. We also do laser peels, which are a little bit deeper than your chemical peels, and we offer then the facials and the waxing and things like that. It's just the non-aggressive.
Oh, okay. And I understand you assist the physicians in some of those services. What is that like for you?
We're a very hands-on facility, so when the client comes in, we take care of them from the start to finish. So there's always someone with them to kind of walk them through each step of the process. So we take them in, we use a numbing agent for some of the procedures. So we'll do the numbing, we'll consult with them again, make sure that we have exactly what they want to do and what they're wanting to treat. The physician comes in and does the treatment, and then we get them ready to go and checked out and make sure that they have all their questions answered.
Wow. So what do you say the biggest difference between a medical and just a regular day spa would be?
Well, the difference is it's your day spa. We don't do hair and nails, and that is a lot of what we don't do. But we're medical based, so all of our products, our treatments are all geared toward actually making a difference with the skin as far as being a little bit more aggressive, but we don't do surgeries.
Oh, okay.
So we're kind of that in between. We're there for someone who has conditions with the skin or wants to make a bigger difference with the skin than just but not quite surgery.
Okay. So what role now does the physician play in that all, as far as overseeing the medical spa? What does the physician have to do?
Well, Dr. Hahn is our provider. He's our physician on staff, and he does all of the injections and runs the laser procedures. So he is very hands-on with his procedures. He'll come in and do your laser hair removal, your intense pulse light treatment for the veins and the pigmentation, and he also does all of your injections. So you know that you're in good hands with a physician,
okay.
Someone who has been through all of the treatment and knows every part of the body.
So if I were to call up Alani and want to make an appointment for something like Botox or a facial or what have you, what is the steps? What is going to happen when I call?
Well, when you call, we will ask you what you're interested in, first of all. A lot of people aren't sure what they're wanting to treat, they know the area they're wanting to treat, they just aren't sure what is the treatment for that area. So we'll kind of start there by just asking a couple of questions, and then we'll get you in for your complimentary consultation. So then you'll sit down with the doctor, tell him what your concerns are, and we go from there with the best treatment that's provided for you. There's no one treatment for everyone, so we customize it to every client.
Yeah, what do you find that most people that are coming in for? What kind of betterment are they most comfortable with, and what do they want from you when they call?
Well, our procedures, the biggest procedure, the most popular procedure is Botox, and it's very quick. You're in, you're out, and you have 3 to 4 months before you have to come back and visit. But what I see most is people are just wanting to look better for their age. So any treatment that goes into that, but also keeping them in their lifestyle and in their social activities. So it really is just customized to them, and they're looking for someone who sees what concerns them and doesn't think that it's not enough or that they're going overboard.
Right. Well, that's neat. You also offer an extensive line of medical grade cosmetic products. And what makes them different from something like if I walk into Target or Walmart or one of these box stores and I can get cosmetics, I can get some of these products, but what makes the products that you're carrying different and unique?
Well, our products are different versus the over-the-counter products is because they have a higher percentage of the active ingredients in them. They actually have the active ingredients. They're more pure. So they're going to penetrate better to get you to the results that you want to achieve a little bit faster and a lot better. They're made to restore the skin, not just to cover and conceal.
Oh, okay. So the benefits would outweigh some of the other ones that I could just find, anywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And what are some of those lines that you would find?
We carry Abaji, which is a physician-dispensed product line. It's been around since 1988. It is absolutely one of the best on the market. It comes with your Retin-A and your hydroquinone, which is very important for pigmentation and also to restore, to kind of get rid of the fine lines and wrinkles that are on the skin, and you can't find those over the counter.
Oh, wow. Now, how would we if we were going to get in contact with you, where could we go to find out more information?
Well, you can always call us. And then we are also at Alani.com. It has a lot of the procedures that we do and the before and after, along with our skincare regimens lines, and also what lasers that we use and what other products we carry.
Right, and that number is 352-350-1210 if you're interested in more services, and of course Alani.com. Now let's talk a little bit more, we have a few minutes before our break, about the client experience. When somebody calls you up, now we walk them through, we find out what they're looking for. What is it that makes Alani unique as far as its client experience and what they're going to get when they come to you?
The staff. It sounds a little maybe cliche, but we care. We don't want to just sell you something. We don't want you to come in and feel like what your concerns are don't matter. Everybody's concerns are different, and from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. It could be just a small pigmentation spot that has bothered you for years. To you, it may feel like a mole. I mean, it could feel like a huge thing. We don't try to discredit how you feel. And what I feel would be the concern may not be what you feel the concern is. So we want to make sure that what you feel is what we're taking care of, not just what we see. So we start there and then we venture out and we try to make it as easy as possible and it to fit into your lifestyle. So that's really what makes us a little bit different.
Yeah, and this area is unique because the lifestyle is very active. And what are some of the problems that you run into that people seem to be more concerned about?
Our biggest concern with a lot of our clients is just the pigmentation. It's sun damage, where they've been out in the sun, and a lot of it came from years and years and years ago that's just now coming to the surface. And they want to take care of it. They want to get a good sunscreen that actually is going to protect their skin. So those are our biggest concerns. Other than that, is just a lot of clients are wanting to, we also live in Florida, so we wear bathing suits a lot. We're very active, so laser hair removal is a very big procedure for us right now.
Yeah, I would imagine laser hair removal.
Absolutely.
Now, do you do liposuction as well or anything like that?
No, we don't do any of those procedures. Those tend to be a little bit more invasive. We try to keep our downtime less than 10 days with a lot of our procedures. So we try to keep everything shorter.
And it sounds like we have a phone call, so let's talk to, I believe it's Nancy Schwartz, and she's on the line now. Hi, Nancy. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
We're doing good here. We're talking to Jessica.
Well, I actually had a question for her in talking about some of the services that they offer. I'm really curious about the laser treatments. I'm admittedly a little bit nervous about something like that, so I was kind of curious if Jessica can shed some light on, what type of skin conditions would you be looking for to have the laser treatment, and what's the experience? I mean, what happens when you have it done?
Well, with the laser procedures, we can tailor them to you and what you see is going on with your skin and also what we see, but to make sure that it still keeps you within a certain amount of downtime. The laser procedures, they can treat a variety of things as far as pigmentation, lines, wrinkles, uneven skin tone, and texture. There's really nothing to be nervous about because, like I said, we can tailor it to you and keep you within the guidelines that you feel comfortable with. And as far as the procedures, summer's coming up, and that is the best time to have a laser procedure because a lot of us tend to stay inside and not really go outside during the heat of the day. So that keeps you within those guidelines of what you want to do pre and post-op.
That was a great question. Thank you so much for calling in, Nancy. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, Jessica, with the laser treatment and the summer coming up, what is the biggest thing that people need to kind of keep in mind as the summer comes up, and what should they be doing to take care of their skin?
The first and foremost is you want to make sure that you're using your SPF. That is going to be your barrier for everything anti-aging, helping with pigmentation. SPF is the most important with summer coming up.
Yeah, I would imagine so, because you want to avoid any problems with the pigmentation, which is what you were saying most people are very worried about.
Absolutely. And then the other thing is a lot of times during the winter where we live here in Central Florida is we're more active during the winter time because of the weather. A lot of people have visitors coming in and people coming from up north to stay with them, so they don't really want the downtime then. But going into summer, we don't tend to have as much visitors, and we're staying inside in the heat of the day, so that opens up the time for your laser procedure.
Oh, okay. So this is kind of the downtime, maybe not as active, and time to go and get yourself ready for the winter when you have the visitors.
Yes,
I see.
Absolutely.
That's a great idea. We've got, we're going to be going on break right now, but we'll be right back with Jessica Folgore-Arnold of Alani Medical Spa. Welcome back to Focus Radio and Television. You're listening to us right now on WLBE, My 790 AM, and you can watch us on LSTV on Comcast Channel 13, Bright House 498, and Florida Cable 4. Be sure to like Focus Lake County on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. And also, your copy now of Focus Magazine. The issue for May is available at more than 120 locations throughout Lake County, and you could also find us on the web at focuslakecounty.com. Right now, we've been talking to Jessica Folgore-Arnold of Alani Medical Spa up in Summerfield, and she has been telling us all about some of the services that you can find up there, the things that they offer, the differences between a medical spa and a day spa, some of the different things that a physician would do there. And also right now, you'll be able to watch in the next day or so the May episode of Hometown Health, which is also on LSTV, and that features Alani Medical Spa. So you'll be able to see some of those things and the services that they provide. So Jessica, getting back to our discussion, we were talking a little bit about the popular services that clients ask for, like peels, microdermabrasion. What are some of those other popular services?
Our type of microdermabrasion is called silk peel. It's actually a dermal infusion, so it's a little different than, it doesn't have the abrasiveness as the crystals in your typical microdermabrasion. It's very smooth. It uses a diamond-tipped head and a solution to rehydrate the skin, and it uses a vacuum suction to remove the dead skin cells from the skin. So it makes it actually a very relaxing and very gentle treatment.
I would imagine so.
Yes.
Now, you've had tons of different clients. What is Alani trying to achieve with the client makeup, and what are your clients' makeup? Who are they? Or are we talking a lot of males or a lot of females? Seniors, young people?
Well, I think we make up a really nice percentage of each of those. We have male clients. We've actually had quite a few male clients lately who have come in to have an array of different treatments: laser hair, Botox, fillers. I have a lot of clients who do our VI peel, which is our chemical peel, that are male, because it erases some of the sun damage. A lot of my male clients work in the sun, so they get the pigmentation that we were talking about earlier, and that's a nice way to keep them into their schedule. They'll peel 2 days. As long as we can find 2 days of downtime that they have, we can keep the peeling in that little time frame, and then they can go on about their social schedule or their work schedule.
Very neat. So there's other things besides peels. There's injectables. These have become more common, more acceptable. What's the difference between some of the injectables, and what are they used for?
Well, we carry our injectables are Botox, Restylane, and Radiesse. Botox is going to be your muscle relaxer. It's going to be injected more in the areas from the nose up, between the eyebrows, crow's feet, forehead. We can do a brow lift with the Botox to just kind of raise the eyebrows a little bit to make the eyes look more open. And then your fillers are going to be from your nose down: cheeks, nasolabial, marionette lines, lips, which is a very popular procedure right now, is adding more volume to the lips.
Oh, okay. And how is that done, and how is that accomplished, and what do the doctors have to do in order to do that?
Well, the Restylane comes pre-drawn into the syringes, so the procedure is actually really easy. It's a 30-minute procedure. You come in. We do use a numbing cream just to make you more comfortable, but the Restylane is also mixed with lidocaine so that the procedure is more comfortable for you from start to finish.
And I would imagine there's not a lot of downtime on a procedure like that.
No, absolutely not. It will start to mold itself and become more soft and very natural looking over a 2-week period of time, but you see the results with the fillers almost immediately, and your Botox starting about day 3, and you'll see your final results at 2 weeks.
And you mentioned that a lot of the services, any of these, is something that you don't have a lot of downtime for. Why do you think that clients appreciate that?
Well, because we're very active, and my clients, I always joke around with them, they're actually busier than I am. So they pull out a book and a schedule that is completely packed. So we're trying to fit right into their schedule. We don't want to pull them out of their activities. We don't want to have them to be out of the sun. We live in Florida. We want them to enjoy what they do and their time here, because some of my clients are only here during the winter months. So we want to keep them out and doing what they enjoy while they're here. And if we aren't keeping them in that time frame, they're just not going to want to have the procedures. And I would rather them have the procedures and feel more comfortable in their skin and stay in their lifestyle.
Yeah, I think it's important that people can be comfortable in their skin.
Absolutely.
We've got the holiday of Mother's Day coming up. Any suggestion for indulgences that maybe, you could get for your mother, or as a mother, that you maybe deserve, at Alani, that you can find?
Absolutely. You can never go wrong with a facial. Everybody could use a facial. It's something that you can do about every 4 to 6 weeks, so mom can fit it into her schedule. She gets some time to relax. But also just listen to her concerns. Sometimes you can actually purchase Botox for her, or purchase the filler, or just do a prepaid gift certificate with a certain amount on it, and our gift certificates are always available.
Okay. Now, if we were interested again, where could we go to find out more information about Alani?
Alani.com. You can actually schedule your appointment right from there with our demand force. There's a little button on there that says schedule me now. And then also give us a call at 352-350-1210.
So definitely easy to get in contact with Alani.
Absolutely.
And easy to get these services. What, some people would say that they're self-conscious about going to a spa, going to maybe coming into Alani. But isn't everybody entitled to really look their best?
Absolutely. It's really funny, as I had one client tell me, she said, Jessica, I don't want to look like I'm 20. I just want to look like my age. And she said, I'm not trying to look for something that's overly aggressive. I just want to feel good. And I've kept that in mind all these years that I consult with clients, because when you come into Alani, you come in as our friend and you leave as our family. Because once you're in there for any of these treatments, you have us no matter what. You have our time. You can call and ask more questions. You can come in. We love when clients just come in to ask questions about things. So you have us from start to finish.
Yeah, now that makes me think you've had a lot of experiences. You've been with Alani for 8 years. What do those experiences mean to you, being able to help somebody to look their best and to not maybe be self-conscious about something?
It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling to have your client tell you that they no longer have to put on as much makeup to conceal what concerned them, or they can actually look somebody in the eye now when they talk to them, because they don't feel like that person's staring at the one thing on their face that's all they could think about. Some of our clients, it just makes their life easier. It makes their time in the morning go faster. It makes their social schedule a little bit busier when they don't feel so self-conscious about what their appearance is.
Yeah. What would you say the biggest self-conscious thing is that people come in for?
Well, being a person who has suffered with acne, I started at 24 with acne, and I have adult acne, which is really kind of what threw me into the skincare. I would say that's one of my biggest concerns with some of my clients, is even though they're adults and they are, very active and they have this, very active lifestyle, a lot of us suffer from acne. So that is a lot of the procedures that we tailor to.
And as an esthetician, you can kind of help them. How would you go about, say, maybe a teen or somebody, an adult, with acne came in and is like, I just need your help, Jessica. What's the first thing that you do to make them feel comfortable, to help them with that self-conscious feeling?
Hey, guess what? I go through it too. But the other thing is once we start our consultation, the first thing we do is we find out everything that you do to your skin. From you wake up to the time you go to bed. What are your hobbies? What are the things that you do? Are you on the phone a lot? Do you work at a desk? Do you drive a lot? Because all those things come into play with someone who has acne. Because whether we touch our face, whether we clean our phone, the skincare products that you use, that's one of the biggest things, is sometimes we just don't use the right stuff for our skin.
Yeah, I would imagine that's very important.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us, Jessica. We really appreciated your help in kind of answering some of the questions about Alani and the different things that we can find out about the spa and the things that the services that are offered, and also the big thing of being self-conscious and
Yes.
And really helping somebody feel the best and to put their best face forward, and giving the tips and trends and the different things that you were able to discuss with us today. We very much appreciate that.
Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Thank you for joining us, and we look forward. Obviously, we were talking about the Hometown Health episode of May, featuring Alani Medical Spa, and you can find out what they're doing for their patients. Plus, don't forget, our issue of Focus Magazine is on stands throughout Lake County. This radio program, again, is going to be televised on TV next month as well. In June, we're going to have Romac Lumber, Don Magruder from Romac Lumber on here. So, and then we'll be back in a couple of weeks on the third Thursday of the month of May. Also, in the magazine this month, you can find our serial story, The Six Hands. It continues with Chapter 3, the fictional character Michael Green. He's on a cross-country quest to mend past relationships. And this month, author Stephanie Sherman kind of advances the story, brings him over to San Francisco. He's confronting a close friend from college. He discusses what tore them apart. You'll find out in this month's issue of Focus. If you're a writer or an author, you can contact us at anthony@redapplesmedia.com. And you can also find the previous chapter of that story online at focuslakecounty.com. Also, we have a special section that highlights the March of Dimes March for Babies this month in the magazine. And you can find out what it's doing in the community and how you can get involved. On May 9th is the March for Babies there at the Wellness campus at LRMC. And our anonymous Focus foodie this month visits Angelo's in Tavares to see how this long-standing restaurant is making people feel at home while dining out. Be sure to like Focus Lake County on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and don't forget to pick up your copy at more than 120 locations. Again, Jessica, thanks for joining us so much.
Thank you.
It's been great. And is there anything that you'd like to add about Alani and how we can contact you again?
It's our Alani.com, or at our phone number. It's 352-350-1210, and our doors are always open.
Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you all for joining us on Focus Lake County. I'm Anthony Rago, and thanks for listening to Focus Radio.